Okay, friends, we are here at the end of GDHF Day 2, and I'm here with my new friend Daniel, and we're going to hear about his amazing work. Looking forward to a great conversation. So, Daniel, would love to have you introduce yourself to the folks who are joining us in the virtual session live here. Tell us more about what you do and what we should learn about.
Oh, well, thank you for the opportunity.
Of course.
So I work for KEMRI, the Kenya Medical Research Institute.
Okay.
As a scientist. I've worked there for probably about 2 decades.
2 decades?
Yes.
Oh, and I heard you're getting your PhD as well?
At Charité University in Berlin.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. A lot of work.
A lot of work, no doubt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 2 decades of research. Tell us a little bit more about that research and wherever you want to take us.
So at the moment I work as a climate scientist.
Okay.
So I work at the intersection between climate and health.
Okay.
And my research is mostly about the impact of climate-related conditions or events, climate-related events on human health. So an example that I'm focusing at the moment is heat.
Okay.
You know, like how do humans respond to exposure to high heat, and especially farmers who have to work outside.
Of course, all day long.
All day long.
High temperatures.
Exactly.
So can you tell us, and this is one of the topics that we've got here as a track, GDHF, is climate and digital health.
Yes.
What are some of the things we're learning about that relationship, and maybe some of the projects that you're working on specifically that are most exciting and innovative?
So I think the most exciting thing about my project is the data streams that I use, the methodology. So at the moment we use wearable devices, so it's multimodal.
Multimodal,
which means that we have different modes of data.
Okay.
So we have wearable devices that we use.
Like, give us an example.
We have the smartwatches.
Okay, like a watch.
Like a watch that keeps track of the quality of people's sleep, their physical activity, and also their what I would say is how active they are.
Sure.
Yeah, overall.
Okay.
And then we also keep track of their core body temperature, so we have a device for that. And then we have a device that keeps track of their cardiac output, their cardiac activity, how much they're straining, how much their heart is straining when they work.
And what are we learning from some of this the data streams that you're excited about? Are there any patterns or trends that are coming out that are interesting to share with folks?
Yeah, some of it is not really new. I mean, we know that when you work out in the heat, your heart has to work more, just work harder.
Okay.
But now you can imagine if you have no choice, you are a farmer. For people in the West, perhaps they can say they rest when it's extremely hot.
But if your livelihood depends on
if your livelihood depends on you on that work, there's no break for you. So people push themselves, even when their heart is straining. And I think with climate change, as it gets hotter, the window where you have cool temperatures is going to narrow even further.
So interesting. Not only does climate affect the crops and the types of things people are growing.
Yes, exactly.
I'm hearing a lot about that, and the windows and the weather patterns, but also the temperature affecting the ability of a farmer to work certain hours and manage that against health conditions.
And that has an impact on their livelihood, because if you work less, then your productivity is low.
Fascinating.
And for me, I think even much more interesting is that in the communities that we work in, there are people with chronic conditions like HIV, chronic respiratory disease.
So interesting.
And these ones affect how you respond to heat.
Sure.
So one of the things we are doing in our study is to make a comparison between people who don't have chronic conditions and the ones who have chronic conditions, and just to see whether that, what's the difference in how they respond to the heat.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Fascinating. So do you have challenges in getting farmers to wear these devices? What are the roadblocks and difficulties that you encounter in trying to capture this data and work with these populations?
So this was quite surprising to me, because initially we thought it would be very difficult.
They wouldn't wear them.
They will not wear them. They will be afraid. I mean, what are we looking for? The technology will break down. But amazingly,
none of that was an issue.
None of that happened.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What challenges did you encounter, maybe that you didn't expect? Were there other things that arose?
I think for me the biggest challenge was initially where when you give people these devices, they know they're expensive, they don't want to break them, so they change their behavior. They don't want to work when they're wearing the devices. But we solved this. We talked to them, and they understood the goal of the study. Yeah.
So then it distorts the data if behavior changes and how they wear it.
Exactly, because we want to study people in their natural setting.
So interesting. That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Well, Daniel, we're about to turn the corner on 2025 into 2026. Are there particular projects or research or any work that you're most excited about that you haven't shared yet with folks who are watching?
Yeah, so we got funding through Wellcome Trust again,
Okay,
between
great.
Cambridge and Charité.
Yeah.
So next year we have a 3-year study that we're starting in Turkana, which is one of the most climate affected areas in Kenya.
Sure.
And we're going to look at the hidden impacts of climate. The thing always obvious. For example, snake bites. Most people don't know that there's a relationship between climate change and snake bites.
I was hearing about that. So
Yeah.
with higher temperatures, more snakes, or snakes themselves are a little more irritable? How does the relationship work?
I think it's really complex. But what really stands out is that when there's high temperature, snakes change their behavior. They come closer to human settlements because they're looking for water.
Terrifying.
But it's much more than that. So it's quite interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
So trying to study that and that relationship to be able to understand better some of these impacts.
Exactly. And we're using digital tools for that as well. So we're using the wearable devices again, but you're also doing environmental monitoring.
What a cool job you have, Daniel. I must say, fascinating work.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Well, listen, we thank you so much for your time, for your hard work, for joining us here in the studio, and we wish you a really fruitful rest of the conference today.
Thank you.
All right, friends.
All right. That's looking forward. All the best. Thanks.